So everybody, we are reading out of National Lampoon's The Gentleman's Bathroom Companion from like
70 something.
We're both blind. It cost $2.50.
Oof. Well, there's a lot of titties, so.
I got this because I was banging a guy who worked at a comic book
Full
store.
disclosure.
And I picked this up and I started reading it and I was cackling so bad, like they were like, you can just take it. So remember, this is Harvard, right? Men and women who are college-educated Harvard students.
They wear ties.
Well, I don't know about that, but...
Sure.
Okay.
Harvard,
okay.
They wear ties.
Okay, but they do stupid things. And, like, okay, so it featured in this, or, like, at least in this one, and how it all began is when, or how we got to this is we were getting ready to watch Kentucky Fried Movie.
I'm ready.
Directed by John Landis, and John Landis was one of the writers for this at this point in time.
I'm blind as fuck. You gotta move it. Which one?
We did this though. I'll be.
You gonna do
I'll
this
be
one?
I'll be the A.
All right.
Okay. So Dean Corll's favorite jokes.
What weighs 10,000 pounds, swims in the ocean, and has a lot of old harpoons stuck in him, and is purple?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, perhaps you'd remember if I strapped you to this makeshift plywood pillory, stripped you naked and extinguished cigarettes on your buttocks and sexual parts like so. Are you ready to answer?
I don't know. I tell you, I don't know.
Maybe a severe lashing with this car aerial will refresh your memory.
Car antenna. He had to explain that to me.
So, you've passed out. Attaching these electrodes to your testicles should bring you around. Now, I'll just plug this in and... All right, now I'll ask you again. What weighs 10,000 pounds, swims in the ocean, and has a lot of old harpoons stuck in him, and is purple?
Okay. You win. It's Moby Grape. You gotta
snitch.
You gotta love a joke that takes that long to get to the punchline. Yeah.
Yep. You want to do the next one?
Okay, so the idea was we started reading that, and then we were like, okay, we need to do this as a video, right? So wait, no, go back to the Palma Sutra. Okay, the Palma Sutra.
The Palma Sutra.
Yes.
Well, hang on.
We can read different passages from it. Right?
Seeing a lot of really big.
There's a lot of boobs.
Big old titties.
A lot of boobs. This maybe is one of those videos that derails, but it's fun for us.
It's okay. There we go.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay, this is the Palma Sutra.
The definitive Hindu text on the sacred practice of mastabhata, or self-abuse, has long been familiar to serious students of Eastern literature. However, until recently, this ancient treatise on the sensual art of onanism was inaccessible to those ignorant of Sanskrit. Predating the more popularly known Kama Sutra by centuries, this work was studied by Indian yogis and mystics over 4,000 years before the birth of Dwight Eisenhower.
We like Ike! We like Ike! We just watched Dirty Grandpa, sorry. Tell me how things are better under Eisenhower.
It even smells.
Yes, it does. It smells like not.
No, it smells.
I mean,
like
it smells.
book.
It smells good.
It smells like book.
It smells good, but it smells like I don't think we should be sucking in the smell of it.
I disagree.
It's kind of like the scratch and sniff stickers that I was saying. I have scratch and sniff stickers from when I was like 8 years old. That like they still smell like pizza or chocolate or whatever, and I'm like, I have a feeling I'm gonna die of whatever I was sniffing when I was a kid on scratch and sniff stickers. All right.
Chapter 1 of the Palma Sutra.
Right, Palma. See, I didn't even get that. I was like,
You didn't?
no.
Wow.
Not until you read the intro.
Right, there's the P.
Palma, whatever.
A dialogue between master and student. Observations on the three necessities for happiness on earth, virtue, riches, and manhandling of one's melon. Master. The span of human life is about 100 years, and during this time a man must practice dharma, or obedience, to the Holy Scriptures. Artha, or the acquisition of riches, and Palma, or the enjoyment of yanking one's yam.
Cracking the pepper.
This is serious, damn it.
Okay.
These are the three principles of existence, and if they are ignored, a man will discover himself up the Ganges without an air freshener.
By the way, we do need to give credit here to, this is translated from the original Sanskrit from Doug Kenny. We should actually mention that. Go ahead. Now that you're done coughing in the asbestos from the old magazine.
Y'all making my COPD active. Student. But master, does not the great Buddha himself teach that the strumming of one's own sitar is forbidden by the sacred Vedas? Moreover, does not this vile and unclean habit impair the practice of Kundalini Yogi by weakening and knotting the spine? Master. You read the ancient writings as mere words rather than wisdom. I have long studied the yoga of which you speak, and if you have attained such self-mastery as to sit in a cave meditating upon your third eye for 20 years without noticing your third leg upon occasion, you are talking through your turban. Student. But it is not written. But is it not written, only the vain peacock excels at preening his plume, master? And is it not also written, a pigeon in the hand is worth, student, don't bother.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Chapter 2. In praise of the study of Master Buttada. Right? Master
Batata.
Master Buttada. The pleasures of doing the homework. Well, it is true that some...
You gotta let your tongue flow.
Okay, well, I have to let my eyes adjust too. Well, it's true that some sages have spoken against the art of fondling one's fig. There are others who speak most highly of its most advantages. Lord Krishna himself affirms, no matter how passionately a man loves a woman, he will conquer her only after a great investment of words, but victory within one's own breech clout requires only 2 rupees for the hanky. That was a quote.
Yeah.
That was a quote from the Lord Krishna himself.
Yep.
Okay. The Reverend Arjuna says, the affection a man feels for a strong water buffalo, a silent woman, or a comfortable sandal is nothing when compared to the love of a man for pounding his own pomegranate. The respected Shastras advise a traveler, this is again a quote, a traveler versed in the art of hoeing his turnips may swiftly relieve loneliness when far from his homeland, and a poor man who manipulates his mango need not afterward take his hand out to dinner. What is it? Is it bird in hand?
Yeah, we've addressed that in chapter 1.
Something, yeah. The Bhagavad Gita counsels a man who is both wise and cunning takes no wife, save the one which bears his sword. His arm is...
I gotta put my face in the fucking cup just in case I spew.
His arm is his companion and courtesan, and should his arm be separated from his shoulder in battle, he pays no alimony. Okay, true.
These are the holy words
Of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay,
It's the-
whatever.
Bhagavita.
It is not astonishing then that numerous gurus, ascetics, and hermits yet refuse to wed any but the elephant boy's wife.
What?
The quote-unquote elephant boy's wife. Okay. Some others who profit from betrothal to the monk's maiden, quote-unquote, include cripples, lepers, wayfarers in unclean villages, sailors on long voyages, those confined in prisons, men with wives who are ill-favored, seekers of public office desirous of strengthening their handicaps, archers, those awaiting rescue from walls, butter churners, and Greeks. Also, there are many evils that punish those who scorn the art. These unfortunates may be recognized by their several afflictions. Their lower eyelids are stretched too tightly across the lower eyeball, impairing the contemplation of their scepter. Guess they can't see their dick. They are too full of rajas, the mad, impetuous energy of those who cannot find quiet activity for their hands. Their complexions are unseemly white and smooth as the belly of a fish, and they lack the crimson caste marks that signify those who faithfully bang their beetle nuts.
Bang their beetle nuts?
Mm-hmm. Their hand of greeting is the limp lily pad, and they are the laughing stock of tavern idlers in wrist wrestling contests. The eyesight, too acute, blinds them in the bright sun, and they are given to aimless thumb twiddling, knuckle cracking, and unmanly knitting. As the world has yet to end, there are still men filled with avyada, or ignorance, and destined to return to this world again and again in the ceaseless cycle of rebirth. If the great wheel of life must yet turn and turn, does it not profit a man to strive for the calm of the center? Shall he not gather pleasure from greasing the hub? All right, I think we're getting in a groove now. I think we're in a groove. I think this is where we should have started, was the Palma Sutra. So, edit. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Cheers, bitch. You know what that means.
Here's another.
Chapter 3. The proper preparation of the lingam. Its care and cleaning.
Hygiene. Important.
The male member can be divided into 3 groups, according to firmness and resilience. These are known as the elephant's goad, the the elephant's gold, the cormorant's neck, and the waterlogged lotus blossom. Accordingly, they are bestowed upon 3 categories of men. 1, those whose grip has the strength of 10. Ouch.
Yeah.
2, those whose wrists are as supple as the cobra. Maybe on Saturday. 3, those who excel at not but taffy poles.
Taffy poles.
Thus, if a man boasts an elephant's goad, his hand soon gleams with a shield of calluses, and fearing not the prickling thorns of the berry bush, grows sleek and fat. If a man possesses a cormorant's neck, his agile member may... I'm sorry. It's funny. If a man possesses a cormorant's neck, his agile member may learn to open locked door latches from the outside and increase his wealth manifold. If, however, a man be endowed with the waterlogged lotus blossom, say that 3 times.
Waterlogged lotus blossom, waterlogged lotus blossom, waterlogged lotus blossom.
All right. He may still win favor with the king by offering his services as a pennant, which every passing breeze stirs to a cheerful salute. I did a queen wave.
Short.
Whatever the nature of a man's pestle, he should treat it as he would a bride on her wedding night. He must speak softly to it and allay its fears in a tender fashion. If the organ performs enthusiastically, a wise groom rewards his bride with garlands of flower, essences of lime, cool sherbets, and a good horse liniment.
Why do I feel like this is what we should do for one of the for the reading for the con? Okay, horse liniment. Yes.
Sherbet is what got me.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
The sincere seeker of ultimate release, capitalized,
Yes.
should choose a small, poorly lit tent or room little frequented by vagabonds, neighbors, or inquisitive younger brothers and sisters. The chamber should be simply decorated and should contain a prayer mat, a pot of soothing oils, and 8 incense sticks, useful both for their sweet fragrance as in splints. He should bathe every day, every 4th day, as he should change his garments, every 6th day, as he should move to a new abode. Many often puzzle over the...
Keep reading. See? Wealth of humor right here.
Many often puzzle over the proper
Varieties.
I couldn't wrap my mind around that fucking word. I don't know why. I've seen it every day.
Okay.
Wow.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Many often puzzle over the proper varieties of sacred representations suitable for assisting the novice in firming his fish. These depictions...
Sorry.
Go for it, man.
No, why?
These depictions are most valuable for the elongating of one's eel and are divided into 4 forms, each according to the persimmon pincher's rank and caste. Brahmin, priests. Mm-hmm. An exquisitely wrought wall plaque of burnished gold depicting the fully clothed goddess Palma, enthroned on a cloud of flower petals and borne aloft by white swans. The hanging must have been made by the finest artist in the region, suspended by silken cord and lit only by the highest quality candles. Kshatriya, nobles. A well-crafted carving of a woman of high birth, dabbling her naked ankles unobserved in a pool of orchids and water hyacinths. The statue must be covered in beaten silver, painted with rich colors, bordered with semi-precious stones, and placed out of range of the bowman's nectar arrows. Vaisya, merchants and freemen. A presentable tapestry depicting the delectation of a courtesan or gopi by 3 sturdy workmen, all possessing well-formed limbs, and expressions, revealing a readiness to resume their regular labors after lunch break. Their hands and feet should have the appearance of being recently washed.
Okay.
Sudras, untouchables. I already know where this one's going.
We all know where it's going, so read it so we can all...
A recognizable tattoo of a slave girl or serving girl being enjoyed by a leper, a lunatic, a four-legged animal, no smaller than a tortoise, and no larger than a he-boar, or a flock of geese. The wench should be of a rank no higher than that of the lowest participant, and the tattoo of a position so as to obscure it from the eyes of young children.
So before I go into chapter 4, the current positioning of the hand, appropriate positioning of the fingers, the dangers of the Australian grip, I'm going to say that I have a feeling that Ari Aster was very inspired by this shit. And if he wasn't, hey, Ari, got your next movie right here. All right. Right? Like blood and the fucking orange juice.
Bitch make me snort.
And the pubes and the pot pie. I mean, dude, this is so there.
You read. I'm gonna fucking get a bev. You want?
Yeah. I'm good. You go get a drink and then...
Titties unto you.
Hereditary, Midsummer, and the Palma Sutra. There exist two types of men who pluck their own bowstrings. Those who say, I will devote myself diligently to the learning found in said Palma Sutra, and thus most gracefully cleanse my karma in the ceaseless dance of life. And those who say, fie on this sacred practice, what care I for long and difficult years of self-discipline? What care I for the attainment of nirvana? It is all I desire to sound my gourd thrice daily and participate in all manner of loud amusements in low company. For there's nothing more important in the cosmos than clumsily bludgeoning my beefcake. I didn't even get a giggle from you. You're not listening anymore. The former are the beloved of the Palmer and will become united with her for all eternity. The latter are the foolish and the basemen who, when they leave this life, will be reincarnated as a hyena's dingleberries. Those who respect the traditional rituals will take pains to know the proper placement of the hand and the correct cradling of the dong. Okay, D-H-O-N-G in
Dong.
Italics.
It's done.
Yeah, no, it's in italics. So. Any ruffian can sit in the shade of a bow tree and haphazardly squeeze his lemon. But only the dedicated practitioner can extract the nectar from his blossom without angering the gods or his housekeeper. So that was not an insert for me. Okay, and then you get this. As can be seen from this illustration, the three lesser fingers correspond to the three gunas, and the jointed thumb and forefinger correspond to the uniting of the Atman and the Brahman. In the divine center, thank you. Rob will depict for you. Okay. In the divine center, formed therein is the nothingness or void, which, as a cup or house, is useful only insofar as it is empty, calmly awaiting the introduction of the dong or the divine business end. The divine business end. All capitalized, by the way. The dong is inserted. Neither is a heedless as a headless ram. Hold on. Take two. The dong is then inserted. Oh God, no, take 3. We don't want you to die. Are you okay?
Y'all making my Agent Orange act up.
Okay.
Dick.
Take 3.
Excuse me.
Can you clap in front of the camera? Okay. All right. The dong is then inserted. Neither as a headless ram crashes through a thicket, nor as a timid virgin puts her toe in a rustling brook, but as an experienced practitioner. Or no, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm reading like words that aren't there. But as an experienced, oh God, something I don't know. There's a huge intersection. Oh, charioteer, like charioteer. Enters a busy intersection, carefully looking both ways first. So introduce the dong is greatly encircled by the thumb and the forefinger. Yeah. All right. Symbolizing the union of the Atman, Brahman, and the dong, and the 3 remaining fingers are extended away from the dong, particularly if the man is accustomed to eating with his hands. As the man...
God damn it, we're professionals.
This is why, but I'm an editor too, so okay. Oh my God.
Just look at the words, man.
Dude,
Just try.
I feel like I'm on the Carabonetta show or something when like fucking Tim Conway makes everybody laugh and they can't stop.
I'm just going with your side.
As the man begins to slowly massage his mouth, he chants the mantra. Oh God, I have to say this. Okay. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Oh man me, put me yum. Laka cup,
I'm a fucking god, I'm a fucking god.
Like a cat. Oh, divine goddess, bring me release. Give me thy grace to increase my grief. Oh my God, I seriously feel like I'm gonna piss my pants.
Where the fuck did you leave off?
Well, grease my crease.
Grace, my grease.
Grease my crease.
Give me thy grace to grease my grease. Okay. I'll pick up. Jesus. Whew. Time out. There are, in addition, other mystic incantations that can be called upon if the dong fails to cooperate. Should the man pumping his python find that it remains flaccid, he may awake his drowsing serpent by repeating Svargatapas Garuda Duali Ravi Shankar Ravioli. Buttocks, and this is the translation, buttocks and crotches and nipples with wings. These are a few of my favorite things. If it happens that the man nudges his nutmeg too quickly, then he must temper his one-eyed worm's frenzy with a song of Kali. Indira Gandhi, hubba hubba. No. I'll reread because you weren't here.
No, keep going, because this is for the audience, not me. Keep going.
John Mahitu, Goodyear Rubber. Translation: to please the goddess and amaze her, saw off your schween with a rusty razor. These are times when the tongue is occupied elsewhere, as when attempting tasting the spoon. In cases such as this, it is right and proper that an assistant may recite the mantras for the practitioner from behind a screen
A helper.
or from within a cabinet or a trunk. If it happens that the practitioner's ears are also occupied, as in the performance of listening to the waterfall, the assistant may yet aid him if they are both knowledgeable of sign language. In all such cooperations, however, the assistant is cautioned against losing his detachment from the higher purpose of the act by smirking, peeking, or charging admission.
It's like sock on the door, right?
Perhaps. Once all these preparations have been completed, the man must, before beginning, make sacrifices to the god Palma. On a certain propitious day, the initiate and his family should gather at the temple with offerings for the priests, either in the form of oranges, gold, or fully illustrated editions of the Palma Sutra. Available to the readers of this copy at a special savings by using the handy coupons on the scroll cover. The man then offers his member to the priests as a ritual sacrifice, and if the other gifts are satisfactory to Palma, the priests let him have it back. Then the man's family sings the hymn to Palma and falls silent. Women are warned against impious giggling. The traditional penalty is having their veils stuffed into their mouths. No, this is what I was going to hit you with. Read that shit. Ravi Shankar, ravioli.
And see, I think if I would have read the other stuff right, I think it probably would have said something stupid like that. Again, this is an Ari Aster movie right here.
Shit.
Oh, wait, next one's mine.
No, that one was yours.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we'll split it. There are 17 things. Well, how's 8 and 8? There's 17 of them.
My God, this is a horrible
This is well thought out, man. It's complex.
How many pages do we have left? Let's go with that. Yeah. And of course, we've got this picture, guys.
Titties.
Oh, no.
I think this might be it.
We got a lot of stuff going.
There's a lot of surprise posters going on.
All right.
Did you quit looking?
No, I think that's the last page.
Yeah, that's it. This is it. Okay.
So we're on chapter 5.
The positions to be assumed by the man, methods of getting out of them in case of slip-ups. Some ancient writers claim that there are 565 ways in which a man can successfully grind his corn, and that there are many more which have been lost to the present world, either through man's evils or stuck together parchments.
Oh my God, why do I feel like that's something what we do in the shadows needs to address? But go on.
Whatever the true number. There are only a few basic postures, the rest being but variations on them, devised according to the personal inclinations, physical capabilities, and mental health of the practitioner. Number 1. When a man grasps his member with both hands and inserts it into his mouth, it is known as tasting the spoon.
Which is a talent. Here.
Number 2. When a man grasps his member with both hands and inserts it into his mouth while balancing himself on a wooden ball, it is known as doing it the hard way.
I'm not even gonna mime that one.
We need. I was gonna say we need visuals here, man. When a man lies on his stomach, and through drawing up his feet, imprisons his drumstick between his two heels, and thus caresses himself by rubbing it vigorously with the soles of his feet, it is known as the swimming toad.
Can't even do that on English.
And is particularly useful in water, both as gratification and propulsion.
Wow.
You learn a lot.
You learn something here, kids.
This is good shit. Number 4. When a man reaches with his left hand around his neck and grasps his gland from between his legs, this is known as choking yourself, stupid. Number 5. If a man squats on the floor, embraces his protuberance with his knees,
Oh.
and hops up and down.
Oh, this is for Charlie. This one right here is for Charlie. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna have to start over.
This is for Charlie.
If a man squats on the floor, embraces his protuberance with his knees, and hops up and down until release is attained, this is known as the bouncing buffalo.
Or the Rockford Dottie.
Or, in the far provinces, slopscotch. Number 6. If a man inserts his ladle into a steaming broth and stirs until the contents of the pot are thoroughly spiced and seasoned, this is known as spoiling your supper. Number 7. When a man inserts his cashew into the trunk of an elephant and shakes pepper in front of its face, this is known as God bless you.
Cracks pepper.
8. When a man places his drawstring in a pile of soiled garments by the water slide and awaits a woman of the village to pound it on the rocks, this is known as wash day black and blues. I gotta keep going.
No, but okay, wait. You give it back to me when we get to you get up to 10. You get 10 and then
Number 9, if a man straps himself to the belly of a blind man's cow before milking time with his rudder pointing earthward, this is known as cheating the toddler.
we're doing this without any weed, too.
We're gonna have to try that. If a man digs a hole in the ground, covers himself with dirt, and paints his upward thrusting column with green paint during harvest time, this is known as the false celery. Here we go. You're on number 11.
If a man assumes a prone position on his back and has a long cord both to his pylon and to the leg of a goose during migration time, this is known as reach for the sky. Number 12. If a man enters a bakery for stealth and hides his pink cucumber among the breadsticks, this is known as let the buyer beware.
Sausage kolache.
Oh my god. I think I saw that Brady Bunch episode, you know?
Musha, musha, musha. Always get the cock.
I think it's about 4 Brady Bunch episodes right there. Okay, anyway. If you're a Brady Bunch person, you know what I mean. Number 13. If a man lies beneath a stage and places it on a woven blanket with a hole at the bottom through which to insert his uprise obelisk, and has hung a sign on the basket proclaiming, quote, snake charmer auditions, 3 p.m. This is known as...
Fucking hysterical.
There's no business like show business. See, this was a slow burn. Like, some of this stuff was maybe not hilarious, but these are.
Throughout. Oh, my head.
Caveat emptor, Greg Brady. Caveat emptor.
Jesus, Mary, and fucking Joseph.
Hey, thanks, Drew. Drew's the one that gave it to me. Well, I mean...
Not my Drew.
Okay.
You should have kidnapped the bitch.
14. If a man befriends a baboon, this is known as the delights of 1,000 bananas.
What? Let me read that shit.
A baboon, yeah. If a man befriends a baboon, this is known as the delights of 1,000 bananas. If, number 15, by the way, if a man puts a glove over his 11th finger and seeks out knaves anxious to find vicious victims for their hand buzzers, this is known as shade. Paul. I don't get that one. No shit. Okay, if a man puts a glove over his 11th finger and seeks out knaves anxious to find victims for their hand buzzers, this is known as shake, pal. Okay. Very small print. Very old magazine. I still don't quite. That one's
you didn't
not.
Get it? You know, the hand buzzer, it's
yeah, shake, pal. Okay. That's not still.
Vibrator.
Okay, not as. That. Yeah, that's kind of legit. So anyway, 16. If a man hides himself in the temple bell at sunset and replaces the bell rope with his own clapper, this is known as ring out the old.
I was thinking the Hunchback.
Something like that. 17. If a man attaches a magnet to his wand and replacing the pea in a shell game with a ball bearing, okay, very complicated.
Yeah.
Lies unseen under the charlatan's tables is known as heads, you win, tails, I ooze.
Oh.
Oh my God.
All right, yep.
Okay.
Got me on that one. Fair enough.
Although these techniques may at first appear simple for the beginner, many require thorough knowledge of advanced yoga positions, and history records the dangers of some of these practices. The king of Petchala was performing heads you win when a metal chariot passed by his magnet, and while not parting the prong from its owner, it required him to travel to Jaipur to reel up the unfortunate member entirely. Shakatani, Shakatababla, minister of the Queen of no, I'm going to say Puntain, because it's so whatever. Well, yeah. While performing Let the Buyer Beware, allowed his tabulas, as well his breadstick, to be exposed and lost them, both to a hurrying woman during a 2-for-1 sale. BOGO. Chapter 6.
Chapter 6. Further dialogue between student and master. Master. Thus have I enumerated the most felicitous manner in which the pious may clobber their kasabas without stain or vile practice. A devoted student, then, follows his master's words in these matters and rewards him generously for his unselfish instruction, not forgetting the handy order blanks on the flyleaf. Student. Long and full well have I heard your words, O master, but they are as words written upon the water. And for this you expect fulsome rewards? Is it not written that, master? Hey, there's been a hyena around here lately. He says he's looking for you.
The end.
And that is the Palma Sutra.